What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Gaming Goons podcast. I, as always, am your host, Luke, and I'm joined today by my faithful co-hosts, as always, Joey and Josh. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good. Doing good.
Tired. I'm a little tired.
Long day? Dude, I feel it. 10-hour shifts at work suck. So
That's a
I'm here,
lot.
though.
That's a
I'm here, though.
lot.
I'm having a good time. I got my video back up. It's been like 19 episodes since y'all have seen my face, and we're going to get it rolling. So today,
Good.
Josh, what are we talking about?
Today we are talking about a beloved battle royale. It has one of the biggest player bases in all of gaming, actually.
PUBG.
As of like 2021, 2022. It's not PUBG. It is Apex Legends, or
No, it's
actually
not.
known as Apex Legends.
Apex Legends.
Woo!
Okay, so Apex Legends. I'm pretty sure all three of us have played it at one point or another. I do know, in fact, that Josh has the most hours logged out of the three of us by far. Like, it's not even close. Josh, you've done some even ranked play, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
See, I have never even sniffed ranked on that game,
Sniffed.
and I don't think Joey has either.
No, I definitely
happened.
haven't played ranked for sure.
So basically, I'm gonna kind of give the reins to you, Josh, to kind of kick off the episode. I want you to break down for anyone who's familiar with the battle royale style, but not Apex in particular. You know, what are the key differences between Apex versus, you know, say a Fortnite or a PUBG or any other battle royale style game?
So the biggest difference of Apex Legends compared to any other battle royale is that you have characters that you select, and those characters are legends. So it's kind of like if you took Overwatch or even Valorant. Everybody has their own different unique special abilities that will play differently in different matches. So you could squad up with there's different characters. So I'll just say like you could squad up with a Bloodhound, a Pathfinder, and a Rampart, and you could strategize using those three characters how you're going to play the game. So every game could pretty much be different depending on your squad. So there's different combinations of abilities and play styles that you could use, but it's a little bit smaller of a game in the sense that there's less players. So if you're playing trios, I think there's 20 squads of 3,
Yes.
and if you're playing duos, it's 30 squads
30
of 2.
squads
So
of
it's
two.
60 players mostly. There was solos at one point, but it's kind of hard to do solos in this kind of game because it's based off of team play, so you need
Yeah.
those teammates. Yeah, those are pretty much the biggest differences. Everything else is relatively the same. I mean, there's different gameplay mechanics here and there between weapon attachments, ammo, care packages, and stuff like that, and map
Infinite
rotations.
slide.
But infinite slide, that's true.
Wild.
The slide is the best part about that game. I love the
It's-
slide mechanic.
so-
It's so fun.
It's not technically infinite. If you're on like level ground, you slide for a little bit and then stop. But if you're going downhill, the best way to traverse is to just start sliding because
I
it will
bet.
just keep
You keep
carrying.
momentum.
It's momentum, so it's great.
It's awesome.
Josh, who
great.
do you play? Who's your like go-to character in Apex?
My main has always been Pathfinder, mostly because I like to be able to rotate quickly and I like the movement that he provides. He's been nerfed a lot in the past, and I'm not sure where he's at like relative to this state of Apex. But he's always been my favorite. I have his heirloom, which is basically a rare cosmetic that replaces like your fist when you hold down your what's it called? I don't even know, but like when you hold down so you have no guns, it's just your fist, you run faster.
Oh,
It's just a cosmetic
yeah.
to replace that. And if for him it's boxing gloves, so it's really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, definitely Pathfinder. I just
That's
like him a
cool.
lot. I played a little bit of Wraith when the game first came out. She was overpowered, so yeah.
Do you remember who I play whenever I play?
Bloodhound.
No. Good guess, but no. Remember what I'm bad at?
Aiming.
Aiming, yes, which means
I don't know. Who did you play?
I play Lifeline because I like the extra health.
Oh.
And also the most useful thing I
Lifeline's
could
good.
do in certain scenarios, the most useful thing I could do is, you know, have Lifeline's ult, which is just a supply drop where you get some defensive stuff and a couple attachments and maybe a shield upgrade. And that was that's kind of like my, okay, cool. I'm not great with aim. I understand my role. And so I play Lifeline, or I've played Gibby a little bit, Gibraltar for anyone who doesn't know
Gibby.
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 but I've played a little bit of Gibby, but other than that, it's mainly just lifeline, because I don't spend enough time in the game for me to like experiment with other characters. If I do, I'm usually like playing with you, Josh, and I'll be like, yeah, I'll just pick a different champion, and then I'll spend like 90% of the game asking you like, what's the abilities? I don't even know because I'm not that well
Yeah.
researched on the characters individually. One other
The good
thing
part-
that I wanted to bring up, sorry, I'm rambling, but
So you're
is
good.
we talked about this before, but a difference between Apex and the other battle royales is the maps. The maps switch on what is it, Josh? A 2-hour basis, something like that.
I think it's like 2 or 3 hours.
Sounds about
I'm
right.
not sure, but it's a relatively short time for
Hmm.
how much they rotate.
Yeah.
So I
That
think
was
they
the
have
point. That was
four
the
maps now. I think
Four?
they have four
Okay.
maps now. When the game first came out, obviously it only had one. That was called King's Canyon. And over the seasons, that's been changed. POIs have been added, taken out for the better, for worse. And the second one is called World's Edge, which is my personal favorite. It's just a very well balanced map, and the rotations are great. Um, the third map is Olympus, I think it's called, which is really good too. And then the last one is Storm Point, which like has very mixed opinions. And I haven't played much of
Mhm.
Storm Point. I only played it when it first came out. But the game has evolved massively. More legends, guns, maps, attachments. It's really evolved since when it came out in
Yeah.
2019.
Mm-hmm. So, Josh, you just mentioned the weapon system. I want to get Joey involved here, so I want to do a little bit of a guessing game since I know you know them. Joey, go ahead and guess the different types of like ammo types that you can get in Apex.
Small pistol rounds, medium rifle rounds, heavy rounds for snipers and DMRs, maybe shotgun rounds. Are there different variants of each type?
I think
No, you're
I think
actually like
only
pretty
missing,
close.
I think you're missing like 2. That's it.
Let me think.
Yeah,
You're
you're
pretty spot
close.
on.
I'm sure there's a
actually.
bunch of different kinds of grenades. There's probably some type of small arms machine gun ammo, if I were to guess.
That kind of goes in with light ammo, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
So light ammo, medium ammo, heavy ammo, basically.
Kind of, yeah. We'll go with that.
That's pretty much it. That doesn't seem like it could be.
I'll
that
try
crazy.
to. I'll try to if I can remember. I haven't played in a year, but I'll say light ammo, heavy ammo, sniper ammo now, special ammo, shotgun ammo, and then there might be another ammo that's only for red weapons, which is like limited ammo, but I'm not really sure. What's the last one?
The one that both of you missed was energy ammo.
Mm.
Oh,
So
I was
there's
saying
like a
special
certain-
ammo for that.
Oh, that's okay. No,
Oh,
so yeah,
that's what I
there's
was thinking.
so the ones I have, this is from the Apex wiki fandom. Energy ammo, heavy rounds, light rounds, shotgun shells, sniper ammo, and then mythic/eternal ammo. Those are the
Yeah,
ones that
that's
are
what the
listed.
mythic
So
is.
there are
So
6 technically.
What's the difference between heavy and then sniper rounds? Would heavy just be assault rifles?
Heavy would effectively be medium if you go off of like Fortnite scale. So assault rifles, DMRs. So it's kind of like your mid-range stuff. But sniper ammos have their own dedicated slot because they're a separate category of
Right.
weapon.
Fair enough.
So light ammo is mostly it kind of depends on the guns. There's some pistols that take light ammo, some SMGs that take light ammo. There's one DMR that takes light ammo. And maybe one assault rifle that takes light ammo, which is the R301. Heavy ammo. So there's like different guns that take different ammos, but
Yeah.
snipers have just specific ammo now, and it didn't
Right.
used to be like that. And actually, there's a gun in the game called the Wingman, which used to take heavy ammo, and it was broken. It's still very, very broken, and it was taking heavy ammo. And you can stack more heavy ammo than you can stack sniper ammo. So they
Wild.
balanced it by making the Wingman take sniper ammo, and it's a pistol. So like, it doesn't really matter what the ammo type is. It's just kind of for the balancing reasons. It's not like this ammo does more, this ammo does more. It's just to have different categories for different guns, so you're not
Makes
just
sense.
stocking on one ammo. So
Yeah.
and then mythic ammo is just for red weapons that come out of care packages that you find.
That's neat.
And I believe red ammo is also are arrows for the bows completely separate, or is that fall in mythic? I think?
Yeah.
It says
Arrows
mythic arrows on the
fall-
wiki.
it's their
right now,
own.
so
I think it used to be like that, or it might say that right now because that's the rotation weapon in the care packages for this season.
Mhm.
So that could be, but I think it's just their own slot.
Gotcha. Joey, do you remember any particular weapons you ever used when you have played?
None of them. Zero.
None of them. Mm,
I've heard people say the wingman like all the time throughout the past couple of years because that's the most wild gun apparently. But no, I don't remember any of
okay.
them.
Josh, do you have a favorite gun?
Like I think the R301 is one of my favorite. That's one of the ones I just mentioned. It's an assault rifle,
Yeah,
and
run
I
me through
love the recoil pattern. It's
Okay.
really easy to use, but it's also very rewarding. So it's balanced for sure. It
hmm
has a very significant drop off range and damage once you get to a certain point. Um, and then I'd probably say my next favorite is
It's
the
the
Hemlock,
Mozambique,
which is a
right?
oh, okay. The Mozambique is actually overpowered now. Like
Is
it's
it?
not even a meme. It's so good. It has the range of a sniper. Like you could it's insane. It's
It's
disgusting.
a shotgun. It's a handgun shotgun.
It's
How is it
broken. It's
have sniper
broken.
rate? Okay, that's stupid.
It's broken. I don't know
Well,
if
it
they
was
changed it, but when I played it last, like that was the go-to secondary. You'd
Wow.
always use the Mozambique. It
all
is
right. Well,
so
that's
good.
very different because the last time I
But
played with you, I was like, "Hey,
trash.
Josh, I got this Mozambique thing here. Um, is this
It's
good?" And you
it's
were just like,
terrible.
"Drop it." I was like, "I don't have
Drop
another
it.
weapon." You were like, "I don't care. Drop it. You're
Well,
better
there's
off with
also
no weapon."
attachment. You would have been better. There's now a well, when I played last, there was an attachment where you deal more damage when the enemy doesn't have shield.
Mhm.
So it would just do so much damage, and that was broken for a long time.
That's really interesting. So, some of my favorites from I think I would say I've probably put about 20 hours into Apex over the course of the past 5 or 6 years. So not that much comparatively to you or to people who play it regularly, but in my small sample size, I'd probably say the 30-30, and then
That is a good one.
not the Havoc, the Hemlock. Those are my two from those are my top two, and then I have a soft spot in my heart for snipers, because even though my aim's bad, it's easier to aim when you're not being shot at, so I tend to try and pick up
That's
snipers
true.
to try and get a first shot so I can contribute something from a distance. So anything in the sniper category, with the exception of the triple take, I don't like. I'm not a fan of the triple take. It's not for me.
I don't really like the triple take. I don't really like any of the snipers besides the Sentinel. I've just never been a fan. I'm trying to look at my time played on Apex, but I don't know if I can look at it through the app. But I would say I have close to 1,000 hours, maybe.
That's
Uh,
wild. I believe that.
well, not
Maybe like
really
800,
over the course of
600,
4 or
800, I
5
bet.
years.
Yeah,
I guess
that's the other thing to take into account. Like I have some games where it's like, yeah, you've booked like 600 hours, and I'm like, that seems like a lot, but when I recognize that I bought this game when I was like in 8th grade, and then I've just
Yeah.
been jumping back into it here and there a little bit,
Right.
it builds, and it's kind of neat to see the progression. I honestly wish one of the things they tracked would be like you could see a graph of like your playtime distribution. I don't know if they do this or not, but like if I bought a game back in like 2017 on Steam and I played it for like a year consistently and then I stopped, and then I want to see like what years I played it and what years I didn't play it a lot. That'd be really cool in my
That would be
opinion.
That'd be neat.
cool. Like I think they would have to do that through the consoles itself. Like
Mhm.
Xbox, PlayStation would
Yeah.
have to track that, not the game itself, and Steam would have to do that. That would be really cool. I would like to see something like that.
I wonder if there's a program for that. Someone's probably done it.
There's gotta
Probably.
be
Yeah, it's
somewhere.
like those analytics surges of you ever see
So
those where like on Google where it's like you search a term and it's like how frequently was this used?
oh yeah.
Oh
And it was
yeah.
like nothing, 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 and for some reason it was used like one time in the 1500s, and then they
There was one TikTok that I saw where it was like over someone getting one tapped like in a video game, and
yeah.
there was a trace back to it to like the medieval days, and it was like, "My lord, I've just one tapped him" or something like that.
There
It's
you
like,
go. It's all you
what the
need.
who was
Yeah.
using that? So I want to
Who's
do a
using
little
what?
trivia real quick. Oh, a
Oh
trivia
boy.
question.
Okay.
So for Apex Legends, it was actually going to be a sequel to a game, and that game didn't get released, and it got released as Apex Legends. In a way, most people thought that Apex Legends was going to be a different game before it actually released. Do you guys know what game? It's a popular franchise. Do you know what game that it was going to be, Joey?
Titanfall 3.
Yes. It was going to be
Really?
Titanfall 3 because it's Respawn Entertainment made
Yes.
Titanfall and Titanfall 2. And before Apex came out, they were teasing the game and everybody thought, "Oh my gosh, it's going to be Titanfall 3." Never came out. Apex Legends. Fun fact though, Apex is still contained into the Titanfall universe.
Right.
So characters, weapons, different plot points, they take it from Titanfall and just keep going with the lore
Mhm.
of Titanfall, which is really cool. I like that
It
because it's
is.
not Titanfall, but it's still contained to that, and I like that. I think it's cool.
Yeah, Josh, let me ask you this. So when we talked about Fortnite in our illustrious Fortnite episode, we kind of didn't have too much to say about the plot or how the story progressed because that's not necessarily what we followed over the past couple of years. Does Apex have much of a story that's been progressing through the seasons? Because I know, like in Fortnite, the start of season cutscenes are kind of a big deal, and that leads you to the next phase of whatever you're doing, and the different things where points of interest on the map are, and how things change. Is it the same way with Apex, or do they kind of update things and not really thread it through a story? They just want to keep updating.
There's definitely a story behind it. I would say it's not very immersive.
Okay.
It's not a great story. It's kind of like I feel like every game nowadays has to have a story when they drop content, or it's just being added for no reason. Like
Yeah.
I think everybody wants that story aspect just to be able to dive into it a little bit, just to have something. But Apex has a story, not very good, not very bad. It's just something so that they can drop content
It's
and have
present.
something related to
Yeah.
the
Right.
content. Yeah, to make it
Okay.
relevant.
That's fair. Oh boy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
it makes you think differently about Call of Duty campaigns and just campaigns in general.
Mm,
Games are kind of phasing out campaigns a lot of times. At least
Right.
that's what I've noticed.
It's because they don't
Um,
make any good ones anymore, though. Like no
oh,
one
that's
talks
true.
about it like how they used to talk about Modern Warfare 2 and 3 and the first one. Like that was peak campaign season. You're never gonna see that again. Let's be real. Unless
Hmm.
they make a good campaign or a good game that you can play single player
And
wise.
and that's like Modern Warfare 2019, solid campaign. I enjoyed that one. Modern
Yeah.
Warfare 2, I played it. I was like, was all right. Like it could have been
Right.
a lot better, but it definitely could have been worse. And then obviously, I have not bought Modern Warfare 3, and I never intend to. I'm done buying Call of Duty games, and from what I've seen, the the campaign for
Modern Warfare,
MW3 is just
dude.
horrendous. So I'm sad about that because now
Yeah.
they're taking the characters
Feel
that
bad.
I kind of not grew up with, but like the characters I knew a long time ago, and they're kind of dragging them through the mud. It's just
They're just going
disappointing.
like this to them,
I
like squeezing every
Yeah,
single
they're
drop of
drawing and
dollars they can get out of
yeah,
Ghost.
they're drawing and quartering all of my favorite characters.
Quartering,
I kind of
dragging them
want to
through the
go
garden.
back to I want to go back to what you were saying though, where you said it doesn't really seem like they're adding campaigns that much.
Mhm.
I think that's true, but also I think studios are now realizing that they can't do everything in one game. So
Yes.
they take what they're good at and they do that. But
Mhm.
then there's other companies that just work on story games. The Last of Us, God of War, Red Dead Redemption. Those kind of games are just focused on stories and they are
Mhm.
top-notch stories because they focus all their time in that. Call of Duty, yeah, they had campaigns back in the day, but they weren't anything crazy. They were good to some extent, but compared to what we have nowadays, they're just not nearly like if you played God of War 2018, that is years ahead of any Call of Duty campaign I've ever played. And The Last of Us, one of the best stories. Like they just do what they do best. You don't see God
Yeah.
of War making a
Yeah.
multiplayer. That's for COD. COD
Uh,
makes multiplayers. Apex has a story, but it's a battle royale. It's not a campaign driven game. If you know what I'm saying, like
well, one of the nice things about being a developer of like single player games is if you want people to monetize your game in, you know, a multiplayer space, all you got to do is collab with Fortnite. There's very few people
That's
that haven't
true.
done it.
Yeah.
It's like Kratos is in there, Master Chief is in there.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of games that were primarily, you know, storytelling and not multiplayer framed games, characters ended up in Fortnite.
Yeah.
And, you know, those collabs have bled. We've talked about that. You know, you got animes in there, you got
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff. You got Avengers, everything.
I feel like they're paying Fortnite and not even Fortnite paying them to get in because it's like advertising. Like Master Chief will be in the game forever, and every time somebody sees Master Chief, they're like, I'm gonna hop on the
Halo, yeah.
whatever, play Halo and just clap some cheeks and kill some guys with plasma grenades and stuff or whatever. It's like then there's I mean, we've talked about Fortnite plenty of times. It's ridiculous, dude.
And that it's to its credit, the fact that we bring it up every time Battle Royale is mentioned is kind of a testament to how well it's done. So we're gonna jump off the Fortnite train. We're back on Apex. So Josh, of the 4 maps, which one's your favorite?
World's Edge. Yeah, that's
World's
my
Edge.
favorite. It's just a solid map, and I don't know like what stands out to me the most, but it's just the way that it flows and the way that the storm rotates into the center, not necessarily the center, but how it rotates to the center point of like the final
Yeah.
circle just works super well, and the play styles work super well. You'll be in the good thing about most of the maps in Apex is that they're relatively small, so that it doesn't seem that big with 60 players. So you're most of the time gonna find squads. You're not gonna be looting for 20 minutes and you won't see anyone. Like you'll see people and you'll get into interactions, and it makes you a better player in the end. So I like that map because it does that the best. Compared to the newest one, Stormpoint, or yeah, I think it's Stormpoint. Where it's way bigger than most of the maps, so you don't get into all those altercations like all the time. So yeah, not my favorite, but yeah, World's Edge, then King's Canyon, Olympus, Stormpoint.
Now, since we're, you know, kind of talking about battle royales, I think all of us have played a decent number of battle royales with varying levels of, you know, space and numbers. And I was just curious, what for both of you is the optimal, you know, space to player ratio? Is it Apex at 60 players in a lobby and a relatively smaller map? Is it Fortnite with that crown number of 100? Is it, I think COD has what, 150 in Warzone? You know,
Yeah,
for
something
you
like
guys,
that.
what is your preferred experience? Do you like, you know, being able to get set up and not really seeing anyone for the first 10 minutes? Would you prefer to be, you know, hey, I just landed, but there's 4 people here. I got to pick up whatever guns in front of me, and if I win, I win. If I lose, well, I start over.
Yeah, I mean, Fortnite's usually pretty packed no matter where. Well, maybe you don't see a squad with you in Fortnite, but usually it's pretty packed no matter where you go. Apex, with the lower amount of people, I would assume there's probably at least one more squad around your area, but you probably have a little bit of chance to loot up. There's usually some pretty primitive combat in that, I would assume as well. PUBG is interesting. It's usually not super crowded unless you land like in a populated spot. Or contest for high tier loot or something like that. It seems like they're all pretty similar because I remember even in Warzone, there's a lot of competition to get some stuff in Warzone as well.
Yeah, the small amount of Warzone I've played has led me to believe that pretty much anywhere can get you to the gulag within 5 minutes.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I would say that Apex is definitely my ideal map size and player count. It's just my favorite out of all of them and how it flows. Warzone, I've gone games where I played for like 20 minutes and never saw a single person, and then I died from like a throwing knife at the back.
Oh,
I'm like Warzone just makes me so mad. It's only good in squads, and even then, it's just like, why am I playing? Because half of my teammates are trash and don't even know what the circle button is, and I'm like, just
Right.
get off. Like I don't know what I'm doing here.
So on that note, Josh, you said it's better when you're playing in a squad. With Apex, do you prefer duos? Do you prefer trios? Or do you are you one of the guys that'll pick duos and not fill your queue and play by yourself? Because that is a valid option that you can, you know, work on and use.
I think trios is definitely the best for Apex, and normally I'm a duos guy, so that's saying something. But
As is
duos,
with
I
Rocket
just
League.
don't think you have enough time to react to things, and you don't have enough support behind it. With trios, you have a better chance. You have more strategy behind it, and how you want to like deal with ammo, weapons,
Mhm.
abilities. It just works better, and I think it was designed for 3 players easily. Um, but ironically, my favorite part about Apex isn't even the battle royale. It's a mode that they added later, which was arenas, which is a 3v3 game mode, which you keep your abilities and everything, but it's kind of like CS:GO where you have a currency and you have to buy things.
Hmm.
So you have to if you wanted one grapple shot from Pathfinder, you'd have to pay like 150 currency. So
Yeah.
you don't keep your abilities off the start. You have to buy your abilities. You have to buy guns and attachments, and
That's
that
cool.
was my favorite part, honestly. And
That
I
sounds
think I
interesting.
like it because I'm more of a fast-paced player. I like that fast-paced interactions. I don't like
Yeah.
waiting, slow. Still love the battle royale, but arenas just is just more combat. It's more aggressive and it's just a lot more fun. You get down like if you're in like a 1v3 situation, it's so much fun, so much more fun pulling that off because it
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 just
just
it's
is.
it's
awesome. I just
rewarding, you
I,
know.
I it just is. But also they took arenas out of the game, which I hate.
Hmm.
They don't have it anymore. They have like team deathmatch in the game now for different play
Not the
styles.
same.
I think they have domination. I don't want those. I
Mm.
think it just doesn't work well.
We don't need
Battle
another Call of
Royale and
Duty.
arenas works perfectly.
Nope.
Exactly. Everybody just tries to replicate Call of Duty.
Right.
There was one time where
Fortnite.
Call of Duty did face-off modes, and that was I don't know if they ever did it in a different game, but Modern Warfare 3, the old one, you could do 1v1,
Oh
2v2,
yeah.
3v3.
Yep.
Well, they still
That
kind of have that
was
in the newer ones. We
Do
used to
they?
play that.
Well, I know we
What?
played
Yeah, we used
gunfight,
to.
but that's different.
Yeah. Well, okay. I like gunfight more than I like face off.
I do too.
So
I think
I
gunfight
think
is
it's
probably like the best part of the newer CODs.
I agree. I like the random aspect of it,
Mhm.
and then you have to adapt to different play styles. That's the fun part.
Yes, and again, my frame of reference is bad because the last time I actually played was 2019 Modern Warfare. So,
Yeah.
but in that I booked quite a few hours on Modern Warfare 2019, and that was almost all in face off or a gunfight. Sorry.
2019 Modern Warfare was really good. That was my last favorite COD, I think. That was
It
really
was
good.
it was solid. I mean, 3v3 knives only, 3v3 snipers only.
Knives only.
The
When those
snipers
two
only was
when
so
those
fun.
pop snipers only was the best. It
We
was
were so
basically
bad.
oh yeah, I was horrible, but
Oh
anytime I
my
We were
get like
so
gosh.
I'd
bad.
get like 3 kills.
You know
I'd
what I
get
was
like 3
thinking
kills
of?
and I'd be like, dude, this is the best. Yes.
We
Remember?
were
Go
we
ahead,
would
Josh.
we would like pull out our our keyboard and mouse, and we'd be like, let's try to win with our keyboard and
Mhm.
mouse. And
Yeah.
we would be so hyped like when we got one kill. We'd be like, oh my gosh, we got a kill with the keyboard and
Yeah.
mouse.
Yep.
That was fun. That was awesome.
I was thinking of
Joey, you had something.
Sticks and Stones from Black Ops. Black Ops 1,
Oh,
I
that's
think,
a
where you
good
Yeah,
go
they
one.
around
still
with a
have
bowie
sticks
knife
and
and a
stones.
hatchet, and then you'd have I don't remember what the second one was. If it was something, it was like man, dude, the freaking bowie.
Yeah, they
I don't
still
remember
have
what they were
sticks and
called. It was like the
stones.
two knives.
Ballistic knives.
Yeah, the ballistic knives. You go and
Yeah.
then shoot a knife out, and you'd shoot somebody. Dude, that was
Yeah.
so much fun.
That pack-a-punch to the
Infected is
zombies
really
was like
fun.
Yeah.
kind of broken when you
Yeah.
needed to res
That
somebody.
was.
Knives. That's so
That
fun.
was.
But anyway, we keep talking
Yeah.
about
I think
things
they
that
have
aren't
gunfight
Apex.
in Apex actually.
Do they?
Gun
Okay, I might have to play some more Apex
But-
then because I really enjoy gunfight
Gun-
style.
gunfight in the way where like you tear through the weapons. Is that gunfight for
That's gun
the
game.
normal
That's gun game.
gun
yeah,
game?
gun game.
Is it?
Something like
Gun
that.
game,
Oh, gun
gun
game.
game. The standard way that a gun game mode operates is you start with a pistol, and every kill you get a new weapon. You have to get to
Right.
depending on what game it is. You might be 13, you
that
might
is
be
right,
18,
yeah.
you might be 20. I think usually the standard in Call of Duty is like 20 kills. Whoever gets to 20 kills first, the last kill is always with a knife and a throwing knife, and you're at a massive disadvantage because everybody else has a weapon, and you're just sitting there like, bink. That's it.
Yeah, Apex does have gun game. I was saying gunfight because we just were talking about it,
Yeah, it's all
but they added a throwing knife in Apex just for gun game. And the cool part about gun game in Apex is that you can play it with a team, and you rank up like together, which it's very unique, but it works super well. It's
Okay,
really cool.
hang on. I'm already getting this scenario in my head though. What if we're like on a sniper rank, and I'm scoped in. I'm about to take a shot, and then you take somebody out, and as I pull the trigger, I switch to like an LMG that has like this super big load
So
up animation.
I didn't
Then
explain
I
it
then I
well
lose
enough.
my entire shot at getting a kill.
Right. So it's not, I didn't explain it that well. That's not how it works. It's like, let's say me, you, and Joey are playing, and
Okay.
I'm on tier 4, you're on tier 1, Joey's on tier 1 at 2. I get to tier, like, let's say there's 20 tiers. I get to tier 19. You guys are still on tier 8, and Joey's still on tier 2. Like, we're still in the lead because I'm at the highest place. So it's whoever
Okay.
like gets the highest, but we're still on a team, and
I
we
see.
win as a team. So it's it's easier to explain like if you played it, but
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. Does the ranking system reflect the total composite score of the 3 players? Or is it like
no,
if you win the game, like if tier 20 is the cutoff, Josh, let's
yeah,
say you get a kill and you're at tier 20, that ends the game. My
that
score,
ends the
your
game.
score, and Joey's score are like averaged or added up, and that's compared to the other teams. And even though you might have won the game as an individual, we lose as a team because you got that kill too quickly, and me and Joey had less kills than the other teams.
I'm not sure exactly how that scoring works. I've only played it a couple of times, because I stopped playing like right after it dropped. But I'm not sure if it does a composite score. I just know that like you win as a team if one
Okay.
person wins. I think they might have changed some stuff here and there, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Yeah. Now we've kind of talked about a few of the different side modes within Apex. Josh, is there ranked for these side modes, or is it just this is your break from regular? If you're playing some high stakes ranked games in the battle royale mode, this is your outlet, or is this something that you can get competitive into?
So there's ranked for Battle Royale, and there was ranked for arenas too. Those
Okay.
are the only two things that had ranked play in it. Everything else is just kind of side modes to kind of just decompress, train like you're shooting or practice or whatever you wanted to
Yeah,
do.
aim labs.
Um, I really liked arenas ranked mode. See, the thing about ranked mode in Battle Royale is not like it's not fully based off of placement. So if you do really well and you get 8 kills, you'll get more RP, which is rank points. You'll get more RP um, than if you got 0 kills. So I'm trying to
No.
think.
You there?
So let's say
That's
you're
the
in
way.
plat.
Okay, there we go.
Let's say you're in plat, and
Okay.
the entry fee to get into a game is negative 24 RP. So you have to like buy your way into a match.
Okay.
And as you get a kill, you get more RP. As you place, you get more RP. As you get more assists, you get more RP. So you could just get kills and assists right off the bat. You could get like 20 kills and you'd still get like plus 200 RP because it's not based off of placement. It's based off of how you play and performance, which
Mhm.
I like a lot because placements, like if there's an entry fee for like 50 RP and you die right off the bat, you're done. You lost all that.
You're out of luck.
But
Darn.
you
Okay.
could get rewarded if you like hot drop and you get like 6 kills and 3 assists.
Yeah.
You still did really well because you killed other players. So
Right. Right.
I
Okay.
like that kind of form better. And for arenas, it's just based off of if you win or if you lose. So it's like
Okay.
Siege in a way. So
Or
Yeah.
Rocket League.
or Rocket League, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's pretty much
Yep.
my entire list of Apex topics, questions, and stuff for Josh. I don't know if you guys have any other big points of contention you want to kind of cover within Apex.
How many are they going to release? Any new operators, or I don't know, what do you guys call them? Anytime soon?
Legends,
I think.
Legends. Yeah, I see. Stuff on Twitch every now and then. We'll hop on. It'll have like a Twitch advertisement for a new operator or a legend. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is
Twitch
there
does
anything planned?
Oh yeah, I mean they do new legends every season. There's
Okay.
a legend every season. So
That's
every
good.
3 months you get a new legend. It's like Siege where you get a new operator every season. I don't know if they're releasing guns anymore. Oh, thank you, Joey, for the banana.
You're welcome.
I don't know if they're releasing guns anymore. I think they stated in like a state of play that there was getting to be too many guns. So they wanted to have a balancing like update where they balance the guns they already had instead of adding new
Mhm.
ones, which I
Right.
think is fine.
Fair.
But I think
Smart.
there comes a point where you need to start adding new guns and maybe vaulting other guns that nobody really uses anymore. I don't know. I like when games add new things.
Yes.
Because when they do that, that's content. It's not just like they're dropping skins for guns and cosmetics,
Mhm.
which was a big problem for Apex about a year ago. They just kept recycling skins.
Yeah.
They weren't really adding content. So that was a big downfall for a long time, was they were just
Mhm.
focusing way too much on cosmetics and not content. So, but yeah, they release a legend every season. They release heirlooms pretty frequently, cool skins. Yeah, they do a lot of stuff, a lot of events too.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did have one final
Yep.
question. What
Sure.
how are the servers on Apex? Because I
Good
know
question.
in certain games servers
Yeah.
can be great and like a good server is a server you don't notice anything about. Have you had, problems in the past with Apex servers in particular?
Um, Not really. I mean, I've
Good.
definitely had well, I've been most of the time when I've played Apex, I've been on like Ethernet, so I haven't really experienced
I
much.
got you.
But I
Yeah.
will say when I was at the dorms, my freshman year, we had terrible internet, but Apex was still running like completely fine. I would have a few
Hmm.
lag spikes here and there, but for the most part, like I was able to do pretty well
That's
with a
good.
little bit of lag. So,
Mm.
and then I would jump on like Call of Duty and I'd be like rubber banding all over the place. So they definitely have better dedicated servers, which is surprising for EA.
That's good.
That's
Yes.
crazy to me.
Okay, cool. That was just kind of my thought because
Yeah,
I don't think we've really asked that too much with some of the online games we've talked about and played. Because I know that me and you have
that's
had
true.
problems with Rocket League in the past. There have been a couple times where
Yeah,
it's like, all right, we're both in completely different locations. This should not be happening to both of us at the same time.
that's
And
true.
we
That just
you
happened
like,
like last week.
yeah, I think yeah, and there's a certain point where it's got to be the server. It can't just be our
Yeah.
individual Wi-Fi
Right.
networks. So that's something interesting. I think I'm probably gonna try and start paying more attention to the more I game on online servers and whatnot because I know my internet it's spotty at times, but to see kind of the quality of the servers, it's typically a pretty good indicator of how the game is maintained, how well the developers keep up with it post launch, and to see is it gonna be a game that the servers are up for a couple of years and then it dies, or is it well maintained? It's like cutting the grass of your lawn. If you
The day
don't cut
before.
it, if you don't cut it, it just starts to grow and grow, and it gets out of hand. And then you get the homeowners association on your lawn, like, "Hey, man, you got to cut this grass." And the gamers are the homeowners association in this case because it's like we're gonna not play your game if you don't maintain it. So just throwing that out there.
Sorry, Luke. Joey was laughing
Get the
again.
Manscaper 3.0, guys. Somebody needs to do some trimming.
The manscaper.
Oh
I hate
man.
those ads so
5% off with
much.
code Gaming Goons. No, that's not a real code.
I would like to say, hold on, I do have, okay, as of April 2021, which is
Hmm.
3 years ago now, so keep in mind this has grown. It had Apex had approximately 100 million players. So that it was making it one of the most played games of all time, and that's probably way higher now. All I have to say is it's a free game, so obviously that number is going to be pretty high, and it's a good
Yeah.
game, so that makes it even higher.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's at now. I'll say like 160 million. I'll say it's roughly like gone down a little bit on comparison. I don't know if Luke's looked that up or not, but
Yeah, so Steam player counter indicates that had an all-time peak of 624,473 concurrent players. So I don't know what time span that's under, but that's really impressive to have over
well,
a
you said
half a
that was the
million.
peak.
That was the peak for concurrent, and I'm assuming that
So
means online at the same time, and that is just Steam. So
I think that's for one day, like a 24-hour period, isn't it, for Steam?
it
If it's
might
peak concurrent. I'm not
that
sure.
sounds right. I'm not 100.
Concurrent is how many players are playing right now. So that would mean what was their record for how many players are playing at the moment, like in the past 24 hours or something like that. Like peak and current players in the past 24 hours, probably several 100,000 for Apex, I would assume, on Steam.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I'm
you
gonna
gotta think
look up
about it.
what
If
the total
there's
players are.
60 players, if there's 60 players in each lobby, if there's like 100 lobbies going, that's 6,000 players.
Oh, they got
already.
more than 100. There's probably a couple 100,000 concurrent players for Apex. It's probably around 100
Yeah.
to 200,000. Maybe peak is like
Mhm.
250.
So
So
Yeah.
as of 2022, Apex Legends had already attracted over 130 million players. So as of 2020, so in a year, it gained 30 million players. From 2021 to 2022, it gained 30 million players. So I would say it's probably close to 200 million then, by now. So
of
well,
people that have played it.
So
kind of
those,
close to it. Yeah.
yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
Numbers are skewed here and there, but
Neat.
that's
Neat.
relatively.
Yeah, so right now live on steamcharts.com's Apex Legends, as of 31 minutes ago, there were 66,635 people playing Apex.
Not bad.
The 20
Yeah,
the
that's pretty
24-hour peak. The 24-hour peak is 295,565.
That makes more sense.
And
That is a lot.
the all-time peak, which I don't really know what that means compared to 24-hour peak, is 624,473.
That's of all time. Since the game was released from today, basically.
But that's not like average. That's like in a given day.
That is how many players maximum there was at one time that broke the record of that game.
Right.
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 It's not
And
concurrent.
that looks like, it looks like that was on Monday, January 30th of 2023.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow.
So when I
Wait, you
look at
said
the
January?
when I look at that all-time chart,
Last
it was
year.
January of 2023. Apex Legends
Wow.
624,473.
Holy crap. That's wild.
I got to figure out what they were doing then for that to be even for
Man.
them to drop. They must have
Yeah,
dropped something,
so-
or something must have happened. I don't know, but that's
I don't know.
Good for them.
a
though.
lot of players.
Neat.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So I mean, it's neat to see. I love looking at Steam charts because it tells you and it gives you so much more context to how well a game is doing.
Yep. Yep.
You know, you
That's
have just
PC
a little
players.
bit of raw data, and this is just PC. So the concurrent Steam numbers, add that to all the players that are on Xbox, that are on PlayStation, that are on the Switch. I don't know who's playing Apex on the Switch, but if you do, good for you, man.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Do not play Apex on the Switch. It is actually garbage. It's
Don't
terrible.
play anything competitive on the Switch.
That, yeah.
I
That's,
tried Rocket
okay.
League on the Switch,
Don't
and it was
play.
just
It's
horrendous.
so hard to do anything on the Switch. It has no computing power. It's like plugging things into a freaking potato.
This has nothing to do with literally anything, but for the
Okay.
past like 15 minutes, I've been playing with this hole in my sock, and I've been ripping it.
Josh, that's a
I've been
crater.
ripping it this entire.
Rip it off. Rip your sock off right now. Rip it off. Content.
Grippers away, my guy.
This is my bad foot. I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's
rip
your
off-
bad foot?
Yeah.
Josh, ripping off your bad foot is the last
Josh
thing
is
we need.
gonna hurt himself. This is terrible.
Josh, stop it.
Got an
Alright.
ankle sock.
All right,
Got the
guys.
ankle
That'll
sock.
do it.
Got the dogs out.
That-
Okay, on that
thank you for
note-
tuning in, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Any final thoughts? Anything that you guys want to cover before we wrap it up for the day?
I'm really thankful I got to see Josh's grandma grippers before we were done.
Oh, geez.
Hey, they're a little grippy today, I must say.
Okay. On that note, everybody, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Gaming Goons podcast. This has been episode 45, Apex Legends. I'm Luke, as always, joined by Joey and Josh. We're here. We enjoy being here. We thank you for every minute that you spend with us, and we hope we make your day just a little bit better every time you tune in. So this has been episode 45, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you, boys.
See ya.